Hey, what's up? This is Chosen, and this video is going to be diving in to the special challenge rules. The official mechanics have been released on exactly how this Dragon Tournament is going to function. So I'm going to go through that, give you a full reaction and breakdown to how to perform best in this tournament. And then we'll also cover everything going on in game currently, tournaments, events, and offers so that you are set up here in the middle of the week for raids. So let's get into it. Alrighty, so first of all, for the rules for the Dragon Tournament that launches tomorrow, you can see here the 16 hours and 32 minutes left. It is going to be using champions from the same faction. So you're going to need 5 champions from Dark Elves, High Elves, Sacred Order, whichever faction you choose. This is going to be the second time they've done a tournament like this. The last time they went with all rare champions. So you had a lot of people using Apothecary, KO, Coldheart, and those types of setups. A lot of time Bellower, the good rares in the game, War Maiden. Now we're going to be seeing a different version of this, which is champions from the same faction. It's interesting. I can't decide which one I like better, the all rares or the same faction, because you don't have as much leeway in terms of 13 different factions available to you like you did for the all rares. You could actually use Coldheart and Apothecary and mix and match, and now it's going to be the same faction, but it does unlock the opportunity to use those good legendaries and good epics if you happen to have them on your account. You've got a big game-changing legendary like Battle Khazar. Boom, you can use him and then build an undead team around that. So I think it's got its pluses and minuses. Let me know what you think. I'm curious on which structure you guys like better. I'm glad that they're trying new things. I've always said, you know, hey, even if the community ends up not liking it in hindsight, you know, hey, at least we're trying new things. We're bringing new things to raid, to dive into and discuss, and eventually we're gonna hit some home runs and find things that the community really does like. So that's why I really love to read your guys' input so that we can forward that to them and let them know what players like and don't like. But hey, at least it's something fun to try out and theory craft a Dragon team around. I can't see the tournament yet. I hope the rewards make it worth diving in there and playing the Dragon Tournament, because I think it'll be a lot of fun for people to finally build like a same faction team with a special purpose. And I do want to let you know before we dive into a discussion about each of these factions that really quickly, if you want to pull this up and take a look, my tier list that is linked down below does rank every champion in the Dragon. You can see here this area right here, the Dragon. If you're on a PC, you can slide over so that Dragon is right there next to the champions, and you can really scroll down and see who performs well in the Dragon. A couple important notes about the Dragon that some of you newer players out there may not know is turn meter manipulation does not work against the Dragon, and you cannot decrease its speed. So usually in boss fights, decreased speed and turn meter manipulation is very good, but there's some bosses like the Dragon where some of that stuff doesn't work. So just be aware of that when you're building your teams. You can't affect this turn meter and you can't decrease its speed. So yeah, the individual grades, like I said, will be on the tier list. And I want to quickly have a discussion about which factions may be best in an event like this, which ones are going to stand out just in general that I think are going to be most commonly used by the player base. The first one that comes to mind is going to be High Elves. High Elves is an amazing, just general faction for something like this. They've got Apothecary, which is huge for dungeons. Royal Guard, Tayrel, lots of good options. High Elves will probably be one of the top 3 most commonly used for something like this. Bannerlords, having Stagnite, he's a solid one to build around for the Dragon. That 3-turn defense and attack break is extremely good for dungeons. So unfortunately his A1 is not going to work against the Dragon, but he's still going to be a very good champion for this. Other factions that stand out, Barbarians, they've got War Maiden as a cheap option with the 3-turn AoE defense break. So yeah, I think Barbarians will be a decent choice, and they've got some other really impactful legendaries if you're lucky enough to have those, and Syl is a login reward, so some people might have her. So Barbarians will be another popular choice. If you use Syl and the defense break from War Maiden, you could put a decent team together. Dark Elves should be decent with Ceres and Sylar. That'll really help for the waves. Sylar anyway. The only problem is, like I said, Coldheart and Sylar aren't going to be able to do any sort of speed or turn meter against the boss, but Kale and Spirit Host and Painkeeper, the Dark Elves have a lot of good champions for this as well. Undead Hordes will be one of the best in this if you're lucky enough to have some legendaries, because most of the undead legendaries are really good. They've also got lots of really good epics like Gorgorab and Seeker, Mausoleum Mage. So Karam can actually be a decent poison detonator against the dragon. So a lot of people don't know that, but he can do a lot of damage in the dragon dungeon. So I think that'll probably be some of the more popular choices. Knight Revenant with Miscreated Monster and Doom Priest. You could definitely put together a really good team with Knight Revenant as well. The unfortunate thing about Knight Rev is the rares aren't usually built or commonly used. So you're going to be relying on epics and legendaries a lot for that one. But they do have good champions with Skull Crown, Miscreated Monster, Sinesha, Doom Priest. You could definitely put together a good Knight Rev team. So yeah, I would say those would probably be the most commonly used if I had to pick. It's probably going to be High Elves, Barbarians, Undead, Dark Elf, and Knight Rev would probably be the top 5 that are going to be used if I had to guess. So yeah, let me know if you agree or disagree on the top 5 factions that I think are going to be used in this tournament. So now let's dive into the stuff going on in game. For tournaments, we've obviously got a Champion Chase tournament that is going to be going on right now as part of the Fragment Summoning. You do have 2 legendary books up for grabs here, and I like how Elder Skarg is a reward here for the group. I don't think he's the type, the caliber of champion they usually put somebody like Valkyrie or Rey, Martyr. They usually put somebody really sought after to make people wail out and compete with each other. Elder Skarg's decent. I don't think he's the type of champion that's going to really make people go crazy competing over. And then in the global leaderboard, they are giving away Venus, who is one of the best account general utility progression champions. She's not super endgame in a lot of areas, but in terms of just general utility, Venus is one of the best champions of the game. So that's definitely a cool reward there for global, but global's not going to be a focus for 99.99% of us. So most of the times we're going to be focused on this one here, and Elder Skarg is a little bit underwhelming for a Champion Chase tournament to go after, but hey, it's better than not having a champion up there at all and just putting like 2 books instead. So I'm okay with it, but yeah, you're going to want to pay attention to this. You've got 2.5 days left if you're going after those fragments. They are down here at 1150, and then you're just getting ancillary rewards. You're not getting any more fragments for doing really well in the Champion Chase tournament. And then the Dragon tournament is going to obviously be starting at the same time as this event right here, which is Dungeon Divers. They're going to be coinciding the Dungeon Divers and the special Dragon tournament that focuses on one faction at a time. And then the Champion Training, you've got 3.5 days left on that. So if you're doing that for the fragments and the Void Shard, you're going to want to pay attention there and kind of slowly be working towards getting about halfway done here in the next day or so. And then for the offers, let's go through that really quick here. We've had some pretty good offers coming through this last week or two. The offers, there's been some hot ones that we aren't used to seeing, and definitely new concepts in terms of how Plarium really does their offers. So as you can see, I've got a lot going on here, and I'm going to go through and get them graded for you really quick. So let's get the offer sheet pulled up and fire this away here. So we've got the first one at 25, and the way I typically think about these is that the Void offer is going to be better for endgame players, and then the Ancient offer is going to be better. You can't see it right there. I'll move that when I get there, but the Ancient offer on the left side is going to be better for your early to mid-game players, typically. Not always, but typically. Let's plug in the Void one first. We've got 350k, and then we've got 350 gems, and we're going with 7 Voids and 2.07. So yeah, this is right there in the area of an offer that I would be in the market for. I'm someone who's kind of prioritizing Void Shards as more scaled towards the end game, and this is a Void Shard offer that's over 2.0. 7 Void Shards for $25. If you're prioritizing Void Shards on your account, this is probably the cheapest you're ever going to see them as an end game player. So weigh that according to your spending habits on how important that is to you or not. So okay, let's go here and move this over. We've got the Ancient offer. This one's usually a pretty solid offer. Let's go, and 275 and 450 gems, 9 Ancient Shards. Bang, we've got a 3.0. So yeah, for lots of you out there, this Ancient Shard offer is going to be a pretty good one to scoop up, and then maybe hold off and wait until a 2x Ancient event and then be able to pull those. So let's move this back, and let's keep right along rolling. Mini Mix Pack is there every day. We don't need to plug that one in. And I I sigh a little bit every time I see this. We're all unanimously giving them feedback to stop doing these speed offers so often. It's unfortunate to see them coming through so much, but you guys know the sentiment about this. I've done dedicated videos about the speed set. It's a pretty hot topic in the community, so it's been discussed ad nauseum at this point. But basically, if you want the rundown, these offers make sense if you're a high spender who's trying to compete for platinum. If you are not in either one of those two categories, it doesn't make sense for you. So these offers, for me, someone who's diligent about their spending, I'm not going to be throwing $60 at maybe one piece of gear that I'm going to keep. So that is a pass for me there. And then $50. Oh no, I put 60. Let's move on to this one here. 50. It says 50% off. Let's see if that's true or not here. We've got 5 epic skill tomes. And then 8 of those and 5 of those. And then why are they going to make me do math here? 90, 45 times 2 is 90, plus 45 is 135, plus 60 is 195 middles. Why would they do that to me? What is that? 195. Did I do that right? Yeah, 60, 105, plus 90, 195. Okay, cool. And then 2,000 energy. It's too early. I've woke up too recently to start doing that. All right, 1.82. So, yeah, definitely not 50% off in my opinion. I think it's pretty normally priced. So yeah, this one is decent for early game players that aren't scared to spend $50. But if you're anywhere approaching the end game, this is probably one that I would stay away from unless you really need epic books. But at a 1.82, it's not one that I'm gonna recommend. Elite Sacred offer, we've got 100. Let's delete this stuff here. We've got 1.5 and then 40 and 3. And then the 3 sacreds, bang, brings us to a 1.59. The sacred offers are moving in the right direction. They're trending upward. They used to grade out as like a 1.1 and just be horrible every time. At least it's like a 1.6 now. So this is still not something I would recommend buying. It's not good enough bang for your dollar at $100 here to only get the 3 sacreds. And yeah, bottom line is it's trending in the right direction, but this is still not good enough for me to recommend buying. Mega savings pack. Okay, this one has potential here. This is kind of more in line with what shard offers should be, in my opinion. So I bet this is going to grade out decent. And then, okay, it's just 15, 15, and 2. 15, 15, and 2. Yeah, 2.87. So this is the type of offers that shard offers should look like. It's still expensive, but at least if you're willing to spend, you're getting enough shard value to hopefully get something. You've got a good blend of ancients and voids and sacreds, and if you're diligent about spending them during events, odds are you'll at least get something out of a pack like this. So this is a lot more in line with how I think shard offers should be structured. Important note is you don't get them all at once. It is over the course of 3 days. Classic arena refill. Now these offers are a little bit better because they've been doing bot teams, which makes the arena a little bit more realistic to farm. So I did adjust my arena refills down a little bit because the arena was getting really tough to farm. I can bump this up a tad because of the bot accounts coming in to make the arena a little bit more realistic to farm. So let's do that, and then let's go here. No, not 32 million. That would be nice, wouldn't it? And then 1,500 gems. 15 times 3 is 45. At least that math was easy. They weren't throwing different numbers at me. We can handle that one. Classic arena refill. Let's go with 20. Yeah, pretty good. Pretty good offer. If you're in a spot where you're winning like 80-something% of your arena battles, not a bad offer to go after. You're getting a good blend of silver, gems, and the ability to progress your great haul. So if you're winning like 40 or 50% of your arena matches, this one's probably one you're going to want to stay away from because it's going to be tough for you to spend all those arena tokens. But if you're in a spot where you can farm the arena pretty consistently and you're a very active player, you're getting some pretty decent value because even without the arena refills, it's a 1.94. So yeah, not a bad offer. The only thing is be careful about the pressure to get those 20 arena refills spent in 90 days. They can stack up in a hurry and you can end up wasting them all. So just be diligent about paying attention to that. But Wow, that was long-winded. A lot of offers to go through and a lot of stuff to discuss with the speed pack and the mega savings and the special offer. There's lots of things to go over, so I apologize for that getting a little bit long-winded, but it was important to cover all this stuff and try to be as accurate as possible. Let me put that away. And basically the sentiment, guys, is that the mega savings pack is definitely the best one here in my opinion, but the special offer pack is very good for those of you that are in the market for shards, and the classic arena refill is going to be a very good offer for those of you that are in a good spot with about an 80 to 90% win rate in the arena and able to crank through those tokens if you're an active player. So yeah, that's going to do it for this video. And just a quick reminder, the Dragon Tournament is going to be launching tomorrow, and it's going to revolve around champions from the same faction. So unfortunately, we don't know the rewards yet and how worth it it's going to be, but hopefully they do a cool job, and it's fun to see a new mechanic. So yeah, let me know, remember, let me know down in the comments which factions, like your top 5 factions that you think will be most popular and most used in this tournament. And yeah, as always, thank you for watching. Have a good rest of your day. Peace.